I've made over $700,000 running online agencies all by the age of 20, but today none of that matters because in this video I'm going to be starting a complete brand new agency from scratch and I'm going to be trying to scale it to $100,000 in a single month. So the question is, are agencies dead in 2025 or not? Let's find out. But first, let me explain why did I even start this challenge. So before the challenge started, I just was really running my old agency, which was making me around 70 to 75K a month really passively without me really doing that much work. I was still running my programs, I was still kind of managing all my clients, but I just came to a halt. So I could have really just kept doing what I was doing, I'm waking up, doing whatever I want, going to dinners, doing all this stuff, and I'm working here and there, really maybe 2-3 hours, 4 hours a day max, right? So I was really living the life that I always wanted to. So starting a new agency really never crossed my mind because there was really no reason to do it. Till one day. So one of my students reached out to me and he was like, hey, I'm having a few issues with scaling my agency. I feel like I have this belief in the back of my mind that this business model is oversaturated, I can't really make it happen, all that type of stuff. So now personally, I believe that because running an agency is a service-based business, is really the best business you can start nowadays because there's not much investment up front. You can really you're just paying with your time, really for the most part, and you can get started right away if you wanted to. And in most cases, it is really the most scalable business model ever because you just hire team members and you delegate everything till at some point you have really nothing else to do. Like my old agency about a month or two ago. Now at that time, I just landed in Dubai. I was all by myself that I really had a lot of time on my hands. So I was like, fuck it, why don't we just start a new agency? Prove to everybody that this is still the best business model. So I hit the drawing board and I started my brand new agency. Now the first problem I needed to solve is what kind of agency am I gonna start? I can do a content agency, I can do a social media agency, I can do a web design agency. There's so much stuff you can do. And my recommendation always is just stick to one single thing and run with it, right? Because here's what happens if you have tons of niches, tons of clientele, tons of different services you have to offer. You're pretty much building 20 different businesses. Here's the thing, every single time you go into a new niche, you offer a new service, you're pretty much starting a subsection to your business that is going to require so much of your time, and it is way more scalable. Just pick one niche, one service and stick with it and scale it to the max. Now I wanted to pick something that is really timeless and that is going to be in demand forever, really, which was just social media marketing. There's only more businesses getting started, they all need marketing, they always need more leads. So the most logical thing to do was running Facebook ads for local businesses, specifically contractors and home improvement businesses. Okay, so I'm deciding between 3 niches right now. I got home services, like home improvement, I got real estate, and I got car detailing. I think I'm gonna go for home services, specifically maybe something like exteriors, like roofing, maybe siding or decking or something like that. I think that's gonna be the best move here. Now you need to pick your niche based on 3 main factors. So first things first, there has to be a high demand and there has to be a lot of people in your niche. So in my case, there had to be a lot of home improvement businesses that I can reach out to. Here's the thing, if you choose a niche that is super small and there's only maybe a few hundred people in it, then you'll run out of leads in a day. There's no point in doing that. Next thing, the owners of these companies have to be easily accessible and easily contactable. Now again, with home improvement businesses, their mobile phone number, their cell phone number is usually on the Google Maps listing, so you can just call them and get the owner right away, which is super cracked. Now if you're going to be reaching out to bigger companies like whatever, Fortune 500 companies or companies that are mainly ran remotely like e-com businesses for example, you might not always get the owner. And last but not least, your niche has to be growing and not dying. A perfect example here of a dying niche would be the newspaper industry, right? I think it's shrinking by 30% every single year. So if you're going to be reaching out to newspaper companies, then that niche is probably not going to be around in like 10 years. So it's not very sustainable and not very long term. For home improvement, there's only more homes getting built, there's only more homes getting renovated, so it's going to be a growing industry. And if they're growing, that means that they can obviously afford a few grand a month to pay you and put into marketing as well. But here's the second problem. What do I offer these companies that makes them actually want to buy from me? Because what you have to offer either makes or breaks your business. Here's what you got to understand. If your service is bad, your whole business sucks because your business is built upon your product. And if that is mediocre, your whole business is mediocre. So you need to have an extremely strong offer, an offer that people feel stupid saying no to. Now, to make your offer irresistible, you have to follow these 3 frameworks. First things first, you have to guarantee specific results. If someone signs up with you, they need to know what they're getting. Now, most people think you can just charge someone $2K a month for ads management or do whatever. Now, the thing is, if someone can't tie direct ROI to your offer, they're just gonna churn like 1 or 2 months in, and that's what we don't want. We wanna keep clients for the long term. In my case, I just guaranteed them booked appointments on their schedule that are ready to be sold. So if they sign up with you, you can guarantee them 100 appointments as an example. Next thing is you need to tie that guaranteed results to a certain time frame, right? You can't just tell them, oh, I'm gonna give you 100 appointments and that's it. You need to tie to a specific time frame. So for example, 30 days, 90 days, 100 days, whatever it might be. Then you need to package everything together and stack value. Instead of just saying, hey, I'm gonna be running your ads and I'm gonna be managing your ads and stuff, just say, for example, hey, so I'm gonna be making custom branded ads for your business. I'm gonna have these people be directed to a landing page where they can put in their info and we'll qualify them based on your criteria. If they're qualified, we put them onto your schedule and everything you need to do is just go out, do the appointments, and sell the job. That's it. If you say it that way, they can literally see so much more value in your offer. And I feel like, hey, so this is a to Z thing where I only need to focus on the sales side of things and they do everything else, instead of just telling them, hey, I'm just gonna be doing your ads and you can just do everything yourself. And the final thing is you need to have a risk reversal. It's easy for them to say yes to you. So either give them an ROI guarantee. So if they don't profit, give them like a full refund plus $5,000, something like that, or just work on a free trial basis. There's a few things you can do. What I found to work best is really working on super short-term contracts that don't force them to like stay with you for the long term. I'm talking like 1 to 3 months and that's it. Because you'll find most business owners are willing to risk the money. They just don't want to waste time trying something that's not going to work. So if your thing is short-term, you're way more likely to get a yes from them. And every single offer I've ever ran for all my agencies in the past has followed this exact blueprint. I just came up with the most no-brainer offer ever. Like, I'm guaranteeing them results. I'm guaranteeing them if it doesn't work, they get a full refund plus $5,000 back. I'm guaranteeing them a time frame. They can talk to my clients. This offer is such a fucking banger. There's no way somebody's not buying this. So now I just have to put it in front of people. Now that I had my niche and my offer, we can now move on to the step to actually start making money with this. But I needed to get one thing, which is leads, people to reach out to sell my services to. Just from experience, I knew that in this sort of niche, that reaching out to the owners directly through finding their phone number and just texting them or calling them right away is usually the best bet.
And then we'll just, if you want, I mean, I know you're calling to set up a new plan.
Yeah, I was just looking to see kind of like how you wanna proceed with this. Yeah. Now I wouldn't necessarily recommend to do cold calls because it is very manual and it's very sort of one by one. You have to call one person, next one. What I did is just a massive cold SMS blast. So I was like, hey, how can I reach out to more people faster without spending more time? And that was really just sending mass texts to these owners. Now the benefit here, it first of all feels extremely personal because you're reaching out to their personal cell and you get extremely fast replies, sometimes even in the same minutes, because business owners always have their phone on them. All right, so I'm just looking at phone numbers right here. If you guys know anything about roofers in Dallas or really Texas overall, it's the worst place to reach out to because they have just been blasted so much and you're gonna be competing with so many people. To be honest, like the system I have now for like outreach is pretty cracked. I don't know if I should still try Dallas, to be honest. You know what? Let's give it a shot. I'm pretty confident that this is gonna work. So I'm gonna have to scrape all these, business owners here and put them into a spreadsheet and reach out to them. Now the best thing about SMS Blast, it is extremely systemizable, meaning you set it up once and then it really produces for you forever until you turn it off. And we'll revisit this later on. Now, especially with agencies at the start, it's a grind. You'll work late nights, maybe even early mornings to really make ends meet. Because here's the thing, this is not an overnight thing. This is not some like crazy e-com thing where it's like, oh, you can like make millions overnight. It truly isn't, right? I'm gonna be honest. It's not a sexy business model, but it pays the bills very handsomely. All right, boys, so I'm just sending out cold SMS now. Like I'm fucking spamming people right now here. I'm just sending them follow-ups right now. It's failing for some reason. It's saying unsuccessful here, and I'm not sure why it's doing this. I think I've overblasted a bit too much, so I'm gonna have to readjust this. But yeah, it's getting blasted out. That's just crazy. I'm getting replies here as well, so we'll see if I can book a few people in. Now in this case, I was actually in the wrong. The first sales call I ever took from my SMS campaign, I ended up closing for $3,000. All right, boys. Easy, another 3K deal. So it is Sunday. It is literally 5 p.m. in Dubai, which is, I think, what time is that? That's 9 a.m. in the US. And we're pretty much already, what is that? I think over 10K on the week. And I've only taken really, I think 4 sales calls. And I closed 3, which is pretty sick. So easy fucking deal. Let's fucking get it. We have a few more sales calls lined up. So let's see if I can close a few more dudes. And yeah. And after the first sale, I kept doing outreach and more sales just kept coming in day after day. And I started to remember how easy this actually can be if you're having the right systems in place. Now, one extremely important thing is to always keep your foot on the gas. As fast as these sales can come in, they can also be taken away. So it was time to scale, and one thing came to my mind. Because here's the thing, I was spending all my day at my desk, setting my own appointments, closing them, onboarding them, fulfilling the service. I might as well just work a job at this point. Like, this is stupid. I shouldn't be doing all this manual labor. So I started to hire some team members. First thing I hired was a setter. And when I brought these setters on, I was getting like 8 to 10 appointments every single day without me doing any like front-end calls, cold SMS calls, whatever you want to call it. I was just taking sales calls, onboarding people, closing people, and focusing on the back end, nothing really else. But I started to notice a pattern in these calls that was making me leave thousands of dollars on the table. Only about 40% of these appointments were showing up to the call, which was extremely bad. So next task, fix my show rates while still maintaining the volume. All right, boys, we have a bottleneck. My show rate is pretty shit, about 40%. So I need to definitely fix this. I think I'll try to implement a better VSL that really goes into a lot of depth and to how I kind of do everything. because what I want to do, I want to have people hop on sales calls with me and be ready to buy, ready to kind of click the pay button. They just don't know what the price is. I'm gonna have to like redo my VSL here in a second. Okay, I think I've fixed my show rate issue right now. Let me show you. All these appointments here in my schedule, at least 70% of these showed up, meaning my show rate is pretty good now. I'm having like, 5-6 calls a day right now, which is not too bad. I'm also double booked as well, right? Just to kind of make sure that I really don't waste time just sitting on my computer without any sales calls. A hack for anybody watching this: if your show rate is pretty bad, just double book yourself. So the chances of you having sales calls are just way higher. And I managed to get it up to 65 to 70%, which is very scalable. By week 3, I had about 40K in revenue. But remember, the goal was 100. And being totally honest, I got a bit complacent. Most of my money that month was made in the first week. Remember, I made 20 grand in the first week ever running this new agency. So I was like, I get to relax now, I get to kick up my feet and stuff, but no, that's not how this works. I realized it here. And you have to imagine, at that point, I was in the same environment for about 3 to 4 weeks. And the thing is with me, if I stay in the same environment for too long, I start to form bad habits. Not necessarily bad habits, but I start to like just get into routines and I start slacking and I start to kind of take time off. So I knew I had to change my environment, do some new things, and then really get back to it. It is Saturday, so made around 25K this week. So what I'm gonna do to kind of like, I guess, not reward myself, but just for fun, is I'm just gonna rent a Lambo with some of my friends who all make 100K a month and just rip it, for the whole weekend and just, enjoy some life. I just did some push-ups. You guys better be here, so it's gonna be sick. Also, by the way, so as far as weekends goes, if you don't take sales calls during weekends, you're missing out on so much cash. Weekends are way easier to close because these people are at their desk. They don't have to worry about going somewhere. They have time to talk to you. You know what's funny? I actually closed a guy for 4.5K on last Thanksgiving. On Thanksgiving, now I think that was a Sunday or something. Weekends are so overpowered. Everybody just takes weekends off and they don't do anything. If you work during those times, you have pretty much 10 times the odds of making money because the competition is just so much more lower. Weekends are the new method, I'm telling you. This is the schedule for today. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sales calls pretty much on the schedule. So we'll see if I can close a few guys. Maybe another 10K day. That would be pretty sick, but yeah. So that's what I did. So I logged back in and made another 10 grand that week. All right, boys, I just hopped off a sales call, closed them for 4.5K. This doesn't bring us to 7.5K for today because obviously I closed someone today at 3 a.m. So it obviously adds it in, for today, but that's technically yesterday. So yeah, 4.5K on the day. I got a sales call in 10 minutes. This guy is super, super warm. So let's see if I can close him again. I have another follow-up call later today for 3K again. So this guy's probably gonna pay. He started paying yesterday. His card declined or something. So yeah, I think this is gonna be definitely a 10K day. I got, let's see how many more sales calls. I got 2, 3, and obviously a follow-up call. So pretty much 4 sales calls, 4 opportunities to make some bands. So yeah, this is it, man. This is so easy. I don't know anybody struggles with signing clients. If you show someone that this has worked in the past and you attach it, or you kind of back it by a guarantee that it's gonna work, why would you not close? Anybody's watching this who's struggling with sales, it is literally just about the value proposition. If someone doesn't buy from you, they don't see the value in your product. The way you show them value is by showing them this has worked in the past, tangible results, have them call up one of your existing clients, right? And give them a guarantee. You should be confident in your service because like what you do can probably change someone's life. So give them a guarantee. It is so easy to fulfill on like basic guarantees. So I'm telling you, if you struggle with sales, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if I'm just like better than everybody else. I don't think so. I'm just a normal dude, but it's like, it's just not difficult. I can guarantee you, I'm gonna hop on a sales call in 10 minutes and I'm gonna close them again. Another 3K, another 4.5K, whatever it is. And then it was the final day of the challenge. Now, even though I fell short $50,000, which seems like a big number, but realizing that I took a brand new business from $0 to $50,000 in a single month was pretty crazy, to be honest. All right, boys, so quick sort of update on the agency and stuff. So like you guys know, pretty much exactly a month ago, I started a new agency just to kind of see if I still have it. Because obviously my previous agency was, I was just maintaining it. I wasn't really growing it. I was just really having it, at a consistent sort of income level. I started a complete agency from zero. In the past 30 days, from zero, I made $50,000 from this agency. Here's some proof. Now I do have 2 payment processors. On the first one right here from the 7th of August till now, pretty much the 5th of September, I have 30K on this one, on this payment processor. On my second payment processor from the 8th of August till the 5th of September, again, I got $20,000 on here, which, makes up 50K. Now, this just proves that running ads for local businesses is still not oversaturated. It is super, super easy to make it work. You just have to know how. And one of the most overlooked things that I wish I would have done sooner is investing into myself. Most of you guys watching this have such a high ego for no reason. You haven't achieved
much, but you think so highly of yourself. That's so wrong, and it's holding you back in business so much. You have to understand egos are the number one factor why businesses fail. People get cocky, they think they know it all, then they stop relaxing, and then everything drops off. This is how most business owners operate. Now, especially at the start, you cannot afford having an ego because it will stop you from learning things. Because if you think you're so great, then you won't just accept new things into your mind. So the best thing I did at the start is investing in myself, realizing, hey, I don't know shit. I need help. I need someone to guide me through this. And you'll be surprised how fast you're going to make progress because you just don't block out things that could have helped you. And I mean, investing in yourself could be, getting books, investing into a mentorship, investing into a course, all that type of stuff, which is obviously going to make you more money. And here's the thing, when you look at things like that, you cannot look at them as expenses or costs. You need to look at those things as investments because that's what they truly are. You're investing into yourself because realistically, you can invest into a piece of knowledge, apply it, and make your money back tenfold if you do it the right way.
And it got me really thinking, if I can do this with a mid work ethic, to be honest, I'm not the most locked in person ever. I'm getting the work done, but I can definitely improve. I was doing this with no leverage. I was doing everything myself. I had no warm leads. I was doing only cold outreach, no brand, none of that. Then anyone willing to work the system can really do this. So if you're sitting here wondering how you could do the same, you can keep watching these videos for motivation, or you can use the exact same system that I used to start your own agency from scratch. I've given this exact system to Anthony, who's from Greece. He's in Dubai with me as well, actually. And he scaled from 0 to 20K a month in just 3 short months. Or Ziad went from 0 to $50,000 in 2.5 months. So if you're interested in following my footsteps and doing the exact same thing that I did, then scroll right now and click the top link in the description and apply for my one-on-one mentorship. To be totally honest with you, we don't accept everybody. We're very selective with who we take on. So hop on the call, see if there's a good fit between us. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.